But all right, it's Tuesday. It's the rundown. It's November 18th.
Yeah.
It is, right?
I mean, yesterday was the 13th, according to you. Today's the 13th.
13th.
Happy birthday, Caleb.
Oh, today's Caleb's birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Caleb.
Like
November
an
13th.
He was on my show earlier, and I didn't
Happy
wish him
birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
It's brought to you by Lisa Mattresses, Lisa.com/Barstool. Use the promo code Barstool. You get $150 off a Lisa mattress or $225 off their premium Big Boy Superior mattress. So get the code. You can save it. It's a lot of savings. Great mattresses. I have them basically.
I'm interested in the Superior one.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It makes
now
me feel like I'm a poor person that
Yeah.
don't have the nice one.
Yeah. Lisa, I think, hooked up my parents.
Finally, right?
Yeah.
I was complaining about that for like a
Well,
year straight, right?
they got a new place, and it was they were involving me far too much to the point where I told Matt Brown, it's like, Matt,
your
if I
assignment,
hear another word about these mattresses, you're fired. Like, you take care of my parents' mattresses because they are driving me up a wall. So thank you, Lisa. Markelle Fultz, this free throw went viral. He pump fakes, but is it a pump fake? Like, all right, I don't watch enough of Markelle Fultz. He does this every time.
No, well,
No,
he
said he slipped.
Yeah, he said he
Post
slipped.
game, he said it like slipped out of his hands, and he was just trying to still get it up.
But that doesn't happen to anybody.
And also, he's got the history of basically not playing an entire year because he forgot how to shoot.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought he legitimately.
If this happened to anybody else, I actually would believe like he slipped, the ball fell, and he was just pushing it out. This dude, it's like, no, man. You have the yips to the point that it's like breaking down your entire career.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Like the documentary, the 30 for 30 on this guy, like the boy who forgot how to play, is going to be wild.
Yeah, and the best was apparently Roan told me that Markelle Fultz's former shooting coach, which no one had realized was his former shooting coach, like came out right away on Twitter and was like, yo, I haven't talked to him in 3 weeks.
After he did that?
Yeah, so don't blame me.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Not me.
Yeah, gotta do it.
Him and keep going.
Who,
They're just like him and Ben Simmons are just.
Oh, it's gonna be
Ben
a
Simmons
scene
doesn't
with
know if
Jimmy
he's righty
Butler,
or
too.
lefty.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz doesn't know how to shoot. This guy stinks.
Interesting team. TommyJohn.com/rundown. 20% off your first order. Tommy John obsesses over every little detail in their men's and women's underwear. No wedgie guarantee. That means no wedgies. A comfortable. See? I almost going to be like, Tommy, do you know anything about wedgies? But I didn't because you're a Team Portnoy guy. And that's
Well,
the
you
thing.
Thank you. No, I mean,
you do.
I get wedgies, but I've never been wedgied.
We could change that.
That's hard to believe. No.
Fix that
I
right
always
now.
say it's a shocker. I was never bullied more growing up.
Actually, let's get Tommy some Tommy John.
See if they're wedgie proof.
Yeah, see if I can wedge him.
Well, but you shouldn't then for the ad.
No, we'll see. I mean, I trust
They
Tommy
might be
John.
so good, yeah.
But we'll test it.
Yeah.
Fabric so light and breathable, they will not move against you. All backed by the best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Pretty bold. Ohio State Urban back in the news. I got to blog this. So this is a story. The same guy, Brett McMurphy, who broke the other one, was some guy never heard of who transferred, saying there was a major dispute at a practice with Urban using racial slurs, all this stuff.
No, Zach Smith using racial slurs.
Zach Smith, excuse me, using racial slurs. Urban knew about it, though, right?
That's the big story.
Yes.
If he knew about it or not.
So, listen, someone came in, I forget, you see the new, it was you, Tommy. You see the new Ohio State. What did I tell you?
You said, I don't think there's enough proof there. I think I'm going to take a different route.
Yeah. This story to me is, and I don't like Ohio State. This is like
I
a
was
lot
gonna
of
say,
he
I was
said,
waiting for
she
your
said.
institutional chaos spin, but if Dave is even saying, come on, let's be real here.
However, they played right in my hands because this was early in the morning. Ohio State has come out and so vigorously denied this,
That's what I was gonna
defended
say.
it. Where was this before?
Yeah,
What happened? Like, this is all of a sudden, this reminds me weirdly of Deflategate. Like, the NFL sometimes will say nothing, and then they'll vigorously defend themselves, like, instantly. Kind of weird the way they handle these two stories. One, silence, nothing. Still to this day, almost nothing. The other,
Makes you think.
like, total lies.
My question is, do you think someone in Urban's camp or whatever has reached out to Brett McMurphy and been like, hey, man, Like,
Stop.
here's $5 million
Yeah.
to just shut the fuck up.
Or is somebody,
that guy has got.
I
he's
was
going
gonna
to
say,
hell.
I'm surprised he hasn't been killed yet.
Well, his main man is dead. His henchman.
Urban Myers.
Urban Myers.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to
yeah.
find a new
The-
henchman and take this guy down.
But that's
I
like-
mean, Nick
I
Bosa
mean, we're
was
talking,
tweeting, right?
obviously, what's his face? My double homicide guy, Aaron Hernandez.
Oh,
Right.
That would be the guy who would
I thought you
clean
were
up
talking
the mess.
about the
for him,
link. There's like
right.
also a guy who died of natural cause. He was an older
No,
gentleman.
Aaron
who was
Hernandez
the link,
is the bang bang guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Bosa tweeted, right? Like, Brett McMurphy's a joke.
Yeah, I mean,
That's...
Brett McMurphy doesn't really. The thing is,
This hurt Brett McMurphy more than because I think the first I don't know. The first story is true.
I don't know. I read it. He did a lot of reporting on it, and who knows? It is like if it was.
Oh, wait, which story are you talking about right now?
I'm talking about this one.
Oh,
the
the
most
racial-
recent
racial
one.
thing.
Yeah, Brett McMurphy went and like interviewed a ton of people because a kid transferred to Florida, and like talked to a bunch. Like he went up to the kid, and the kid said no comment, and then he had like 3 or 4 teammates of his on anonymity. Basically said, yeah, that's what he told us. That's why he said that he transferred because of this. Which, I mean, why would the kid lie to his teammates in
new
private
teammates.
conversations?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
The whole
also,
thing
I
just
mean,
stinks.
It just feels like something that could happen. It's not
Of course.
outside the realm of possibility.
Zach Smith
is a fucking
very,
scumbag.
Again, back to yesterday, like, someone keep an eye on Zach Smith, because that guy is fucking unhinged.
I feel like at this point, any story you tell me about Zach Smith, I'm more inclined to believe it than not.
Right.
And honestly, weirdly, he's like a bit character. It's all, and people think I'm like great, but it's all about Urban. Like,
Yes.
He's like
No
a
one cares
pawn.
about Zach
Yeah, he's
Smith.
a pawn to get to Urban.
Right.
Do you think it's happened?
Not the way it's described, not the way it's been so vigorously defended. And I don't think a college football team, to be honest, at least loudly, like a coach can just be dropping N-bombs. Like, I don't think that would go over with anybody.
Yeah, I would imagine that there'd be a lot more people upset than just the one player.
Yes.
Like there'd be like a full-blown.
Well, I don't
media,
know.
like,
Yeah,
get
it
this
might
guy
have
the
been
fuck
in
outta here.
private. I
You
don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, that actually might be the best piece of evidence against it is that like every black guy on the team would be like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Nobody would be rallying
I
around
mean,
him.
Ohio State's like all
But then I
generally
guess that-
black wide receivers. They're just letting their wide receiver coach be like the N. It doesn't make
Do you know what
sense.
this is neither here nor there, but I found interesting when I was reading it? The kids, what's the kid's name?
Trayvon Grimes.
Trayvon Grimes. His dad's name is LeBron.
I hated that part of the story.
I was just thought it was
I never
interesting
knew
because
there's
I
another
feel like
LeBron
there's
out
going to be
there.
a rash
Yeah.
of LeBrons coming up soon.
Right.
But
I
a
had to-
pre-LeBron.
As I was reading that,
Yeah.
I'm still a little noodly. Like, I went back to make sure they weren't somehow
Yeah, that
talking about
confused
LeBron.
you because it was
it's
Ohio
like-
State
it's
and
Ohio
LeBron
State.
and you're
That was
noodle.
almost your
and
favorite
you're just-
story
Yeah,
ever.
you were
Right.
just
Oh,
like,
wait,
we got him.
LeBron
We
called
got
him?
Urban and LeBron.
LeBron murdered him?
I don't know how LeBron's in it, but I'm going to reevaluate.
I'm surprised you didn't fire off a tweet that was just like, hey, Dave, you're really wrong on this.
Old Dave would have.
Oh, yeah.
Kanye reappeared
fucking
with
asshole.
these dance moves. You didn't like the dance moves? No. They were pretty good.
I mean,
And I love the crowds
I hate
chanting
his
that
whole
chant they do,
vibe.
which they're like, oh yeah, go. Like they're like as he's doing it.
I mean, the story, though, is that Kanye, like, we could all just dream of reaching this level of coolness and celebrity that you can dance like
Yeah.
this and people be like, wow, those were awesome.
that's
Yeah,
what drives
Lindsay
like,
Lohan
Because
gets
it
killed for
wasn't.
those
It was,
moves.
he was just
His
going like
entire
this.
existence is that. It drives me crazy. Yes, I'm jealous of it for sure.
No,
but like
gold digger.
every piece of clothing, every shoe, every song, every hairstyle, everything he
if
does.
you had
now
that-
these stupid dance moves. It's actually not Kanye. I just hate the Kanye stands where it's like, you can't say that every single thing he does is great because it's just not fucking true.
But if you were Kanye and you had that ability, like, you'd be selling trash bag shoes and,
Yeah,
time.
that's
and
why
like,
I don't have a problem with
ponchos
him.
made out of plastic.
But these
and-
people who every single thing he does, especially after like, I mean, he can get away with anything down to aligning himself with like a white supremacist type of president, and it's like, well, they just don't care.
What
Drives me nuts.
I also saw that the Kardashians hired private firefighters, which is such a power move. Like, where do you even find private firefighters?
mercenary, like Blackwater people.
like, who are these people? Like, you have
Mercenaries
access
that
to like
fight
your own
wars.
hoses and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's kind of like scummy, no?
that-
To be
that
like,
would
I'll
be-
help
Well,
these
yeah, I
people,
mean,
but
it's,
not those people.
I mean, it's I'm not breaking news here, but rich people,
They get the
they're gonna like eventually when the world explodes, they'll be living in a biodome.
I would
Yeah.
love that picture is like a scene like The Simpsons, like Mr. Burns or something, where like an entire village is burning down and have no water and trying
Yeah,
to pump, and then
and
the
all the water.
Kardashians just are
Yeah.
the private firefighters.
Right, the real firefighters show up and they like hook up their hoses, and then you see that a hose going out the back is just taking all the water.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers for our guy Dallas. His house is
That was wild.
in the mix now. So
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was
family's
like
safe, but his house is like not out of the woods yet. So
yeah, it was crazy.
In a weird way, no, I'll get it right. In a weird way, is that obviously it's horrible, but that. No, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say if you're in that neighborhood, it seems like it means you're in a great neighborhood. At
Yeah,
least you're
DB's doing well for himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like a very
Yeah.
she, but still sucks, obviously. Jason Witten catching some heat, compared Saquon Barkley to OJ. This I don't think he should not be getting heat. He mentioned a bunch. It's just a wild move by Witten.
crazy.
He should just be catching heat for being bad.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not
But
like he.
it's
he
a
did
wild
anything
move.
wrong.
His point is
It-
right
it is-
that OJ didn't have a franchise quarterback.
But I mean, he's not a good broadcaster. Everyone is
Is
knocking
he
for
the
that.
first
and
guy
the-
though that mentioned OJ in at least a
course.
decade? In that type of
Anybody?
reference?
Yes, of course. If you say O.J. Simpson in anything referring to anything other than murder, you're just like a dummy. Like
He
your brain's,
also, I didn't understand like the whole point being like, first of all, putting Saquon Barkley with those guys is a little premature in my mind.
wasn't it also about not winning a Super Bowl?
Not winning a Super
It's like, of
Bowl,
course he's a
it's
rookie.
his rookie. And then I think the ending of his point was you should have taken Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold was a franchise quarterback. That's a tough place to be right now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
it's-
tough. He has a lot of tough.
He just makes bad points, and that was the worst.
He
of
just
all.
doesn't really know where the sentences will go when he starts.
He does the Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Start something, and I don't know where it's going.
He also had like a clown tie on last night. I don't know where he got it. He like went reverse. People going like kind of.
I feel bad for him. I feel like he's gonna. What's gonna happen is at the end of this year they're gonna be like, we're moving on from this booth, and then Jason Witten is gonna do either a podcast or some like tell-all with Dallas media and be like, yeah, I was bullied and everyone was mean to me. It's like, I'm sorry, man.
That was nice. Your tweet was nice. Just
I was trying to be
find
nice
the
to him.
positives.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I
He
said,
ran that one
he
time with a
remember the
helmet.
time he ran without his helmet.
Oh,
Be nice to Jason Witten. That was cool.
The flip side, like I agree, he'll be gone and people.
Booger should just be up there. Like a 3-man booth is impossible, and then you add the third man in a fucking golf cart.
But I love the novelty of the fucking
The
Boogermobile
Well,
is
it's
so much
getting
better
so-
than just having another guy in the booth.
It's getting so bad as good. To be honest, I think the guy who's taking the biggest hit here because I love Tessitore.
I know.
But Tessitore, Tessitore and his big game weirdness like works on like Friday Night Football on ESPN.
Yeah.
Giants, Niners.
I know.
It's getting a little bit much.
I know. You need Tessitore is
dial it
perfect when it's like Syracuse versus Clemson on a Friday.
Right, because it's like you need that to like
Right, to
give
get
you
your
that
juices
oomph.
flowing. I
But
know.
this,
When you know that there's just like nothing, it's a
right.
shitty game with
I
nothing
mean,
on
at
the
one
line.
point, I
It's
think
like,
Witten said, "Does Eli Manning have one more like
Great run in it,
career-defining drive left in him last night?"
Which,
So
Monday
By the way,
night,
I
it's
mean,
a 1-7 team versus
that drive was people. Giant fans are so delusional. They think when I'm mad, I'm like those two penalties, which I didn't think even were somehow my Patriot like bias.
no, that was just like the refs were just handing Eli that.
Well,
drive.
and I also don't fucking understand how Pat Shurmur, he called like 5 deep passes in a row when they had 2 minutes left. And then they finally were like, hey, let's throw a slant to Odell or Saquon, and it worked. What do you, I
Also,
mean, Tommy, your
Giants are
coach.
They're back.
And by the way,
They're back.
Giants.
You think they're going to go 9
Odell's
and 7?
gonna rattle
9-7.
off
Tommy
in a row.
said 9 and 7, and he was joking, but you could tell deep down he's
And
not.
by the way, idiot Giant fans, like you lost by winning last night.
Yes.
Like period.
No, I agree with that. Unless they go 9-7.
See?
Oh my God.
See?
The fact that anybody could even say
Who
that,
do you have
even,
next?
even half jokingly.
Next up, I was looking
And the
before. It's like
Giant-
not a bad schedule at all.
Very ESPN-esque headline with Odell too. Odell 2 touchdowns and almost makes a circus catch.
Oh, home against the Bucks.
That was literally
home against
the
the Bucks.
one-handed drop was like the
almost
big talk of
right.
the day.
Yeah.
And he didn't come close to it. A couple classic controversies we got going down. I wrote on one of them. I didn't want to write on, but then I had to because like I don't want it because it's true. But Victoria's Secret, the CMO is under heat. The fashion show is coming up, and somebody just posed it like, "Why don't you have transgenders or plus size?" Like, because we don't. Like that's not what we do. And then naturally, people very upset. He went back and issued an apology and just directly like contradicted. One second he said we're not going to have transgenders. Next he's like, "Oh no, we're thinking about it." My take on this was like transgenders plus all beautiful people, fine, everyone's beautiful. The Victoria's Secret's like the 25 most perfect women who ever existed. Like something, like, you know, I want to be a pro athlete, I can't do it. It's nothing against anybody else, but you can't criticize Victoria's Secret. That's their whole brand.
Do you love Victoria's Secret, that show? Do you realize it's over? Like, that's the way it's going to go. They're going to cancel it in like 2 years.
Because of all this
Because
shit.
of inclusion, yeah.
I think no.
Like, that's what happens.
I think they're going to just include it. Like,
I think they're going to just...
If Playboy did it, Victoria's Secret would.
They're going to pack up... Didn't the same thing kind of happen to Miss USA or something?
They took away
just pack it up and just fucking get out of there? Yeah.
First of all, the show has been fucked up because this is nothing to do with that. They do such quick cuts now. It's like I get a headache watching it. It's like, I don't know when they enforced that, but it's nuts.
J.J. Watt
Did you see the girl who was the first transgender in Playboy? She was like, she looks like she could be... I think they're just going to include it. And I bet you, if you didn't say anything, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, I mean,
I bet you there will be a girl who walks the
people
Victoria's
might...
Secret model who is a runway, who is a transgender model,
That would have to
and
be
you wouldn't even know.
one spectacular.
I mean, some people have...
I'm telling you, there was one in Playboy that wouldn't
like
make you bat an eyelash.
Dave, some people have, every now and then, back in the day, Barstool days, posted, gets that ass.
It's happened. It's happened before. It could happen
That
again.
rack.
I mean, I'm
Things
just
happen
saying the
on the
Victoria's
internet.
Secret are so far above every other class of human being looks-wise, they're like hard to find. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like this elite, it's like an elite fighting crew.
I'm a respect brains guy anyway, so.
I like brains. The other controversy we got is Serena was on the cover of, I believe, Vanity Fair. They put Woman of the Year, the whole word woman was in quotes. That's the designer. He uses that, I guess, or she. I don't know who the designer is.
Virgil Abloh.
So now
he does Off-White. His
So
whole
that's
thing. If
his-
you ever seen the Off-White sneakers, it says like air in quotes, shoelaces in quotes, and it was his handwriting on the.
This one, I guess if I didn't know, I'd be like, why is woman in quotes? But I don't know.
This guy should just take advantage of this and start doing this for everything to get everyone upset.
I
Because
think
if
he
you have
does.
this as like your brand,
It is his brand.
yeah, it'd be like President of the Year in quotation marks.
President.
And just like have everyone flip out about that. And then just a bunch of different things.
Well, I guess the people, what I was reading some of the tweets that like people have said Serena looks like a man, so it's like that's what they're mad about, I guess.
I think that this is one of those things where it's almost like if you're the one stirring up controversy, you have like the disrespectful thoughts. If you're the one who's like, she looks like a man, so you can't put woman in quotes. It's like, she doesn't look like a man.
Well, Victoria's Secret, do you think
that,
Victoria's Secret will go plus size?
That I don't think.
I think
they
we
will
should
do.
pack the whole thing up. This is actually the first time, and I don't know if this is like just willful ignorance, but this is the first time where neither of these even crossed my, like I didn't even see either of these
The
controversies.
Victoria one was my number one.
So
Twitter
I like
story.
don't. It's nice to just not
Sometimes
let everything else, let everyone else fight this fight, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Last one. This is my favorite story of the day. So Mike Francesa was on the air when Stan Lee died, and he got asked about it right away. He's like, "Who's that? Who's that?" And then they're like, "Oh, he's the comic book. He did Spider-Man." He's like, "Oh, who cares?"
Who cares?
And now he is denying that he said, "Who cares?"
Never said it.
Never said
All
it.
he
Never
was,
said it.
Who he just asked the question, who is he?
Yeah.
Never said who cares, even though there's fucking video of it, Mike.
And Frank,
That's why.
This is why he's the best. Yeah.
He doesn't care. He will not acknowledge this. He will never admit to it, and they will just power through it and keep it moving for another 20 years.
Did you see the? I've become. I will never listen to like a full Francesa broadcast, but the clips are so.
I can't click on the clips fast.
Did you see the Ian Book one?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so
saw
good,
the Ian
Dave.
Book one.
I told you about that.
Someone called in and asked about Ian Book, the quarterback from Notre Dame, and it was the best. I have never watched an Ian Book play a down a football answer ever. He's like, well,
a
specialty.
he's a college quarterback, and
That's his
I think that's
specialty.
what he is right now. He's a college quarterback, and then he's like, the offense for Notre Dame's never been the problem. They've always had problems defense, which is like the exact opposite. And it was just an absolute textbook case of bullshitting your way through an answer.
My favorite, actually, like subtle part of it was the fact that the caller was like, Mike, what's your experience with Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Like these guys call him like Mike has just seen and talked to absolutely everybody in
Yes.
this world.
Yeah.
It's
like,
if
you
you're
must have had
tuning into
dinner with
Mike
Stan
for
Lee.
anything other than those moments. If you want him to actually give you to break down the Notre Dame quarterback situation, what are you doing? That's not
He's
the
a
point
college.
of this.
That was about.
college
There's professional quarterbacks. There's college quarterbacks. He's a college quarterback right now.
Yeah.
And now Frankie tells me that people calling up and talking about like Thor and Syndergaard and trying to like trick him with.
Oh,
like,
he'll be trolled. He will be trolled with Superman with comic book shit for the next week. It's gonna be so great.
Oh man.
Anything post show here? No.
Should we say?
Well, I guess we haven't done the rundown with the chick who showed up yesterday for Frankie, right?
So did she actually get up here?
What
Yeah,
happened?
She came up. She waved to Frankie.
I
and
saw her
went
when I
back
left.
down.
For a
Yeah,
meeting.
did she-
You made it sound like you could like attack me. She was a little peanut.
Well, at the time, I hadn't seen her yet.
She was not intimidating.
Yeah,
but
she was not
Did
intimidating.
she say anything to you?
I mean, Frank's like, you may not want to go down there. It was like this girl was a peanut.
Well, it is a little weird if someone shows up.
She
saying, "I
she
wanna
did.
fuck
She
Frankie,"
said
right?
Nate sucks. We walked by. She's like, Nate sucks. Yeah, maybe that's
I mean, that's weird. I don't like that.
She DM'd me later that day and said, "I can't believe you didn't run after me."
I mean, that was a crazy person. Did she seem drunk?
I was going to a meeting. We just walked right past it.
Yeah.
Should we say we're doing the Degenerate Boys?
Oh, yeah. Degenerate Boys tomorrow. But
Action.
Match.
Villanova, Michigan, I think.
Yeah, I know. Rematch the champion. Where's the bar? Do we know?
It's
Ainsworth and
Ainsworth
Hoboken.
in Hoboken.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be live betting. We're gonna download Sugar Street.
Sugar House.
Sugar House, the app.
Yeah.
We're gonna be live betting. We're gonna do it so you can come play with us. You gotta be in Jersey to bet on the Sugar House app. So they got a nice bonus. It's Barstool 300. You get $300 free dollars. So you gotta be in Jersey to do it. It's gonna be Dan, myself, Tommy. I think Mush got invited against my will. So we're gonna be there betting the board with Sugar House app.
Yeah.
Sugar House app. 300 Barstool 300. That's tomorrow. Starts at 7. Big day of action.
Here's the Francesa clip. We can end with this.
Louis in the Bronx. What's up, Louis?
Mike, what's your opinion of the Ian Book as a quarterback for Notre Dame?
He's all right. I mean, he's playing okay on the college level. I mean, he's a college quarterback right now. I mean, that's what he looks like to me. He's playing okay. I mean, they've done an okay job. I mean, they've got a good offense. You know, they can move the ball. Notre Dame's always had a good offense. The question was, were they good enough defensively? They've always had a good offense.
Rico
Number
needs to
one.
start calling in with his fake names. Because, like, you could call in with a fake name and be like, hey, what do you think about
you
this
see
guy at quarterback?
Did you
And
see what he
says
said?
it.
yeah.
They can move the ball.
He's so sensitive to the fake names now. The guy who called up about the Syracuse coach.
Dino Babers,
He
yeah.
was like, Dino Babers.
Yeah, who the
was
hell is that? Who's
he
that?
hung up on the guy. It was just a valid question about the Kings coach.